This is a surface area question, appeared as a 4-mark question in 2016 CBSE Class 10 board examination. Let's read the question and solve it. Due to heavy floods in a state, thousands were rendered homeless. 50 schools collectively offered to the state government to provide place and canvas for 1,500 tents to be fixed by the government and desired to share the entire expenditure equally. 50 schools, 1,500 tents, they're sharing the expenses equally. The lower part of each tent is cylindrical of base radius 2.8 meters and height 3.5. So the base is a cylinder. These are the dimensions. 2.8 meters is the radius and 3.5 is the height. With a conical upper part of the same base radius but of height 2.1 meters. The canvas used to make the tent cost 120 rupees per square meter. Find the amount shared by each school. Use pi is equal to 22 by 7. Quite a lot of points. So let's jot these points down before we start the question. How many tents? 1,500. What is the shape of the tent? Cylindrical base, conical top. What are the dimensions of the cylinder? Base radius is 2.8 meters. Height is equal to 3.5 meters. For the cone, the base radius is 2.8 and the height is 2.1. Base radius is the same for both the cylinder and the cone. How many schools are participating in the program? 50 of them. What is the cost per square meter? 120 rupees. So got all the key data here. Let's get started. What is the area of the canvas required for one tent? The base is a cylinder, the top is a cone. The curved surface area of the cylinder plus the curved or lateral surface area of the cone together will give you the area of canvas required for one tent. Part 1, let's compute the curved surface area of the cylinder. The formula is 2 pi r h. We have all data that we require. 2 into, take pi to be equal to 22 by 7 as the question is suggested, into the base radius is equal to 2.8 meters, 2.8. And the height of the cylinder is equal to 3.5. 3.5 will cancel with the 7 to leave us with the 2. 2 gets cancelled with this 2. So what we have is 22 into 2.8. 22 into 28 is a 616. So 22 into 2.8 is 61.6 square meters. So got the curved surface area of the cylinder. Quickly recap this part of the calculation in a printed form before we move on to the second part. 2 into 22 by 7 into 2.8 into 3.5 cancels out as a 2. These two cancel. 22 into 2.8 is 61.6 square meter. So move to the second part. We need to find out the curved surface area of the cone. The formula is pi RL. What is L? L is the slant height. Slant height of a cone is equal to under root of r square plus h square. Where r is the base radius and h is the height. Do we have both these data? Yes, we do. The height is 2.1. Base radius is the same as that for a cylinder, which is 2.8. So the lateral height or the slant height is equal to square root of 2.8 square plus 2.1 square. This calculation on the face of it looks a bit daunting, but let's do it a little differently to make sense out of it. I'm going to write this 2.8 as a 0.7 into 4. I'm going to write this 2.1 as a 0.7 into 3. So this basically will boil down to 2.8 is written as a 0.7 into 4 the whole square plus 2.1 is written as 0.7 into 3 the whole square. We can take a 0.7 square common from both these terms. When it comes out of the square root, this is going to become a 0.7 into under root of. So what will be left in this term? There is going to be a 4 square. What will we be left with in this term? We're going to be left out with a 3 square. 4 square plus 3 square. 4 square is a 16. 3 square is a 9. 16 plus 9 is a 25. So this is 0.7 into under root of 25. Under root 25 is a 5. 0.7 into 5 is equal to 3.5. So this slant height of this cone is equal to 3.5 meters. So what is the lateral surface area or the curved surface area? That is equal to pi RL. Pi is equal to 22 by 7. R is equal to 2.8 and the slant height is equal to 3.5. 3.5 gets cancelled with this as a 2. 2 will cancel with the 22 to leave us with 11. 11 into 2.8. 10 into 2.8 is a 28 plus another 2.8. So this is going to be equal to 30.8 square meters. So that's the lateral surface area or the curved surface area of the cone. Quickly see this calculation in a printed form. We need to compute the slant height to find out the lateral surface area. Slant height is equal to under root of r square plus h square, which is 2.8 square plus 2.1 square. We'll write this as a 0.7 into 4. We'll write this as a 0.7 into 3. I'm repeating this to drive home the fact that how you do the calculation actually makes the question either an easy question or a complicated one. So that's the step. You're going to be taking 0.7 square common out of these. When it comes out of the root, it becomes 0.7. This part of it, when it comes out of the square root, is going to become a 5. 0.7 into 5 is 3.5 meters, which is the slant height. Lateral surface area is equal to 22 by 7 into 2.8 into the slant height, which is equal to 30.8 square meters. So the overall area required for the canvas is the curved surface area of the cylinder plus the lateral surface area of the cone, which is 61.6 plus 30.8, which is equal to 92.4 square meters. This is the area for one tent. For all 1500 of them, it's going to be 1500 into 92.4. Keep these calculations to the last step. Don't compute 1500 into 92.4 in this step. It's not worth it. What is the cost per square meter of the canvas used? It's 120 rupees. So total cost is going to be 1500 into 92.4 into 120. What we need to find out is the amount shared by each school. There are 50 schools. So each school is going to take a 50th of this. So the cost that is going to be shared by each school is 1500 into 92.4 into 120 divided by 50. Cancel this with this as a 30. 30 into 92.4. Think of it as 3 into 924. 3 into 900 is 2700. 3 into 24 is a 72. So 30 into 92.4 is a 2772. Into 120, I'm going to write this 120 as a 100 plus 20. 100 plus 20. 2772 into 100, that's very straightforward. 2772 and a couple of zeros. 2,77,200. We need to do 2772 into 20. Let's start with the 2772 into 2. 2700 into 2 is a 5400. 72 into 2 is a 144. So 2772 into 2 is a 5544. Into 20 is 5544 and a 0. Add this, so we have a 0. This number is a 4, the 6. 7 plus 5 is a 12. Carry over the 1. 7 plus 5 is a 12 plus 1, 13. Carry over the 1, that becomes 3. So 3,32,640 is the amount shared by each school.